Welcome to Sacred Wandering with Kira Brinton. My friend, this is a corner of the world where time stops, where the noise in our minds quiet, where we have soft hearts and we open our palms and we ask. This is a place where we receive. I invite you to join me as we wander through the sacred together. Welcome to Sacred Wandering. Good morning, my love. I welcome you into this space. I welcome you into the place where we keep the sacred sacred, which is maybe one of my favorite sentences. It's so interesting with all the different businesses that I've ran and all of the different things I've done in the last, however many years. I had a jewelry line back in 2019, and the jewelry line was turquoise, and I would pray over the turquoise stones, and I had blessings that went out with the jewelry. And the whole purpose of the jewelry line was to keep the sacred sacred. And it's just so interesting, while that's changed and moved into a publishing house and a TV show and helping people write their books here in Boise, it's all the same. It's always been this for me, to keep the sacred sacred. And that's what it feels like today, is just to remember that that is our gift and our blessing right now, is that we get to keep the sacred sacred. And we do that by devoting time and energy to God, by creating the sacred in our homes, by creating devotion. We're going to drop in today together. So we're going to start by breathing love into the body and breathing fear out. We're going to do that 3 times. So we're going to breathe in love, and we're going to breathe out all the fear that's in the body. And in. And out, letting go of all the fear. Let's go one more in. Letting love circle every cell within your body. And out. There we go. Now in this space, we're going to call on our angels and our guides. We're going to ask them to sit with us today, to be with us in prayer, and then to walk with us past this moment of prayer. I'm going to begin by reading you a message. I received this message when I was in Japan with my boys. If you remember, I took my 3 sons to Japan in June. And there was we had this hotel on this mountain. And behind the hotel was this ancient shrine, a Shinto shrine. And it had this extraordinary wooden pathway that wound. It was like a winding pathway that went up this mountain. And at the top of the mountain was the shrine. And next to the shrine was this well. And it was a sacred well. And it had all these, it was just like encased. It was like holy, this well of water. And I would sit every morning and pray and bless my body in front of this well. And I remember the mist, the beautiful Japanese mist would just kind of rush over me while I sat in prayer. And one morning, as I was praying, I received this message as I was looking at this sacred well of water. And these are the words that God said. Like the well replenishes over and over, this is a mother's love. You will feel drained. You will feel empty. But you will refill and replenish so you can nourish them. Meet with me every moment you feel empty today, and I will refill you. So that is the message today. whether you're a mother or a father or you're not. But either way, our love can be refilled. The love that we give never ends. And anytime we feel drained, anytime we feel empty, that is the sign that we need to meet with God. And as we meet with God again, we will be refilled. And so right now we're going to meet with God. And I'm going to invite you to pick up wherever in your life you feel drained or empty, or you just feel like you don't have it anymore. You just don't have what it takes. And I want you to pick that up in the palms of your hands, and you're going to put it into God. So I want you to pick it up. We're going to put it into God. We're going to ask that God will transfigure it to match the frequency of miracles, to match the frequency of abundance, that you may be filled with abundance. Remembering that we are the well that never drains. It never dries up. For we have the source of all the water, which is God. And now we're going to ask that God will touch our cells, that our cells may match the frequency of the vision of abundance, the vision of more than enough, the vision of a more than enough energy and time and money and love and everything that we desire, that it's just more than enough, and it pulses through our body. That our cells may know this, that our cells may be this. We're going to ask that God will seal this up with a blessing, that God will place his hands on our head, that we may hear the words that we are to receive today. And I am going to be quiet while you pray. Take a nice deep breath in, and allowing God's words to be written within the very cells of your body. We're going to open up our palms, and we're going to ask God to give us, what is the number one action that is my most important action that I take today? And then we're going to ask our angels to help us do this. And today, as you walk about your day and you do everything that's on your list and all of the things, I invite you to remember the blessing this morning. The one that anytime you feel drained or empty, that you meet with God and you ask to be refilled. For as you do this, you will never walk empty-handed. As you do this, you will never be depleted, but instead, your peace and your joy and your love will overflow. And with that, my love, I thank you for wandering into the sacred. And I will see you tomorrow morning in our prayer corner. Thank you for wandering into the sacred with me today. If this episode moved or inspired you, I encourage you to share it. Think of someone who needs this message today and text it to them. Let's add more light to the world by welcoming people into our prayer corner together. I also want to invite you to create your own prayer corner at home, a space set apart where you can return again and again to hear God's voice. To support you, I've created the Sacred Space course, which guides you step by step in locating, creating, and dedicating your very own sacred space. You're also welcome into the Sacred Wandering Facebook group, where you can share the blessings that God is giving you and be uplifted by others walking this path. You can find both of these resources in the show notes, or just send me a DM on Instagram at Kira Brinton, and me or my team will send them directly to you. I want to thank you for being one of the rare humans who chooses to sit at the foot of God, to ask, listen, and do. And as always, I want to thank you for wandering into the sacred with me.